cue ball. How many times have we seen that? It's amazing how many times it happens. You think you've got a roll, and all of a sudden it's just taken away from you. Well, that's 9-ball pull. And what makes it really exciting, really, you're just on edge all the time.
Yeah, especially in these short races where, you know, you're just hoping you get a chance. And I'm sure today we're going to see, I mean, we've not really had a close match yet, which yesterday we had quite a few, but I'm sure they're going to come.
A little push out here. Old dog is Ralph. He won't miss a trick when it comes to pushing out. So he's putting a little tempter in here for his opponent.
Is this not a pretty easy safety shot, though?
Well,
it's a bit like similar to the first rack, no?
If you can avoid that side pocket, then I think it's a pretty easy safety shot. But also, I think there's a possibility of a bank past the 8-ball. So it depends how he's feeling. He looked quite aggressive in the last match.
Yeah, obviously.
Look at him. Look how he stood.
Well,
he's doing something there.
Obviously, Ralph doesn't rate Niels' banking skills.
Well, he's actually a really good banker of the ball. But he might be he can play safe here. Yeah, he's played it really well.
Poor push out. Are we noting that one down?
I have to say that's a poor push out there from Ralfred. So we're kicking at this, but I don't think he can go past the, let's say, past the 7 and the 9 to the short rail. So he has to go 2 rails here. Me personally, you want to be kicking this 2 rails and try and make the free into the bottom left and get the cue ball travelling back up towards the 6. So speed control is very important here, because you want to try and leave that distance as well. 2 rails, try and cut the free and get the cue ball back up table. Hit it too full. Yeah, miss it that. You got too much of the rail. Easily done on a table what you're not 100% confident in with regards how it's going to react off the rails. He's left Niels a shot, but not easy to get position on the 4. Not much angling on the free, so it'd be interesting to see if he plays this with follow or just with a touch of left, or whether he tries to force the free in and just punch out a little bit and take a thinner cut on the 4 ball, the pink 4.
Yeah, Ralph's not been quite at the races yesterday and doesn't look quite at the races to date at the moment. But, you know, yesterday he did start off slow and kind of come good, so maybe he's doing a bit of slow playing.
Yeah, that was a nice punch shot. He decided on the punch shot, and he'll spin this 4 in with a lot of right English, follow. Maybe even play bottom with English and just let it's like a little quick shot sort of thing. You're just flicking that more English on the cue ball. Like an F and Rays had never played this with follow. He played low on the cue ball with a lot of right, but you sort of just you're sort of just killing the white ball with a lot of spin. Well, I think Niels is like one. He likes to hit top of the cue ball, right? Yeah, I think you get more control playing that with bottom, right? Personally.
Yeah, he tried to find the gap, didn't he? Unfortunately for Niels, he's hit the 6 and I think he's hooked.
I just think you can get more spin when you play it with bottom right and swinging it around the angles. That's what everyone wants to have with them type of shots. But, I think you're probably over it, that ball a little bit, I'd say. Maybe that's why the spin didn't take as good as what he wanted. Because if he didn't kiss that 6 ball, I'm not sure he would have even had a shot on the 4. On the 5, sorry. The purple 5. Well, I think he's got a gap here.
Yeah, I think he's going to be... I don't know if you can see the potting angle, but I think he's half tempted to maybe try and cheat it a little bit, and you're going to see the 9 ball go close.
Chasing.
Well, I think he can see the potting angle, so he's going to top this through. Both balls could go in.
He might be playing safe at the same time. No, he can pot it. Ooh. Yeah, his main priority was to make the 5 ball there, and the 9 ball would have been a nice bonus. Good effort. Never easy when the cue ball's frozen to the rail, or close to the rail like this, because you can't do much with a cue ball, but I think it's quite natural just to make it come off the top rail, side rail, and he'll have a shot in, for the 7 in the corner or the side. So his main priority is just make sure you make the ball. Just focus on making the ball. I think you're guaranteed some sort of decent shot on the 7. Quite hard.
Spinning it round the table off the 3 rails.
It's a sign of a confident man. I don't think me and you would have played it that way. I've just been trickling that in, making the pocket as big as possible.
I'd have probably scratched in top left pocket.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was... He was happy letting his stroke out there, but he is going away from the 7 ball with a cue ball here. So he might be kissing into the 9 here. Not too sure on the screen whether that is going to happen or not, or can he just miss a 9?
This is interesting, isn't it, Daz? Now, what's he going to do here? He's going to have to play it in the top. Can he? Looks tight in the middle. They're quite tight, aren't they, in the sides?
I'm just trying to understand what he just played on the 7 ball there. Didn't make much sense to me at all, that one. So probably the first bad shot I've seen him play today. Still a chance, but a lot more difficult than what it should have been. And like you said, them side pockets, they're nippy. I won't be wanting to force this in the side pocket. Told you. Yeah, when you're trying to play them from a tight angle with pace, I'd probably say you've a very, very small percentage chance of making the balls in these side pockets.
Over on table 2, David Alcade has just started his match with Albin Ocean. Ocean's played 1, lost 1 today.
Alcade has played 2 and lost 2. Big match for both players, probably more so David. Yeah, I've realised watching these first 2 days, which is a great advantage coming into day 3, is how cutthroat this can be very quickly. You start panicking, don't you, if you lose your first 2. Ralfred pulling it back to 1-1.
Yeah, I suppose the only good thing is it's not like a regular pool tournament where you might lose and it's like book your flight and see you later. At least here you've got more matches and possibly even more days.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying nothing till after tomorrow. The last thing you want to do is finish bottom and walking out the hotel with your mask on and your you just cover your face as much as possible and get out of there without anybody seeing you. I mean, I mean, it could easily happen. So, like you say, you just never know, do you?
There we see table 2, David Alcade, 2-time World Pool Masters champion. Lost his first 2 matches today, so he's going to have to grind something out.
Yeah, he's playing with his carbon shaft for the first time, so you just never know, do you? It might be a good thing. We wait and see, but
Rack number 3.
it's never easy going to a new queue.
Break 1 rack up.
Well, Chris has come with a new queue,
Chris
new
just comes
tip,
with new
qualified
queue every
day
time.
1. What's up with you, man?
Plays with a different queue every week, doesn't he? It's either a snooker queue, English 8-ball queue, or a 9-ball queue. It don't really matter, does it? He don't even know what tip he's got on the queue.
It's easy, man. He's overthinking things.
Exactly. Another great break from the Terminator. Ooh, bad little nudge there. Yeah, I know you'd be, your arms would be in the air there. That's that little nudge. The cowboy's eye now. Look at that.
What do you mean? I just get down and smash the green 6 in.
Yeah, it is a possibility, isn't it? He has got safety options, but I think if he's going to play the carom with a cue ball, then he's got to play it at some pace and try and bank the 1 ball up and down. Or can he play with control? I don't think so. I don't think you can slow roll this and play the carom, can you? Right, cue ball onto the 1 on the right hand side and make the 6. I think it's got to hit this quite pacey. There you go, perfect. Has he got the speed on the 1 ball right?
Yeah, it was a nice carom shot there, as Daz said. He had to hit it with pace to get the cue ball out. You're never quite sure where the 1 ball's going to go, and I'm not so sure he can chop this one in. If he can, it's very, very thin.
Just taking a look. Yeah, a little bit deceiving on our monitor, so it looks pretty okay. He's definitely going for the cut. Where's the cue ball going? Set up for that.
Yeah, he's had worse results. Could have gone anywhere, could have hit it full. Managed to clip it and find a gap, and he's on this 2 ball.
Yeah, a lot of things could have happened there. Probably had more chance of having a shot than not having a shot, but you can get unlucky there. Could have kissed that 7 ball a bit full and scratched in the side pocket where the 5 is. But is it how it's turned out? Pretty good.
Now, is he going to try and stun this past the 9 off 2 rails, or can he hold it? Yeah, he's played it well. Nice shot.
I like this travel a little bit though. See the overhead here. See how tight that 5 ball is into the side pocket. The purple 5. It did take me a while to get used to these new Matchroom balls. Well, actually, I do like them. I wasn't sure about them at first, but after I played with them for a couple of weeks, I'm starting to see the reason behind the pattern and the design of the balls. Played a nice little kill shot there just to avoid the 7. And the thing with any form of pull, you want to try and avoid kissing balls, unless you have to really use balls as bumpers. I'm just going to spin this in 3 rails, I would think. Leave a nice little angle on the 7. Like I say, everything about Niels today looks so much better. Carl, his demeanour, everything, his attitude, his pace of play.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he made the semi-finals yesterday, but didn't quite look himself, did he? But regardless, he's always going to give it 110%, and he certainly looks up for the job today.
Yeah, I like how he's coming into the shot. He's definitely picked up something there. I think he's working with Alex Laley. I know Alex Laley does a lot with the sight right. He's a sight right ambassador, so I'm guessing he's Niels Feijen is using the sight right. Don't worry, I'll let the secrets out. That's Stephen Feeney, who works with a lot of top snooker players now. And I think you're going to see more and more pool players start using this system also.
So it's Niels Feijen who takes a 2-1 lead in this match of the 2 European pool legends. And we'll be right back after this short break.
One thing's guaranteed, that shot will appear on plenty of highlight reels.
Whoa, did he split the wicket? What a beautiful shot that was. What a beautiful execution.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's best if you get up to the table and just hit the ball.
Welcome back to day 2, Group 2 here at the Predator Championship League Pool.
Rack number 4. Ralf Souquet to
2
break,
Moscone
turning 2 racks
Cup
to
and European pool legends. Ralf Souquet, 52 years of age. Still playing at a high level, although we've not quite seen that level just yet. Shown a few glimpses yesterday, but not really consistent. He trails this match 2-1. He's breaking in rack 4.
Pretty good break. Good control. Good shot on the one ball. Yeah, Ralph, he looks no different now than what he did 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, he still walks around the table, very measured, checking every angle. Never gets excited on the shot. He has seen it all. There's nothing he's not seen on a 9x5 pool table, that's for sure.
Well, just to have the drive and the hunger to still play at this level is incredible, really. I mean, he must have been doing this for 30 years at the top level now. Maybe longer.
Yeah, Michael said yesterday when he was playing Chris Robinson, when he won the World 9-Ball Championships, you know, Chris Robinson wasn't even born. Well, that was a great
I
stat.
guess it was like, what, 95 or something?
Yeah, I think it was around
26
95.
26 years ago, yeah, because I think Oliver Hartman won it in 96. Look at this here. This is no good. Wow, that was careless. I'm pretty sure that he can't see the 2 ball here. Huh? What's he looking at? Oh, maybe he can see the 2 ball.
Yeah, I think he was looking at where he kind of wants to be with the cue ball, because I think he's going to play the red 3 up into the top left pocket.
Yeah, I thought it was up to then for a moment, but it was just okay. Yeah, nothing's changed with Ralph. The stance, the cue action, the cue. Probably still got the same tip on from 30 years ago as well. He is an absolute legend of the game. Unbelievable what he's achieved in the game, especially in Europe. Incredible stats. And he's a tough guy to beat even when he's not playing well.
That's what I've noticed as in the last couple of days, if anything, where he's just kind of not quite as sharp as he used to be. It's that type of long shot where you've got to cue it, you know, straight. Just seems to be cueing across it.
Yeah. Well, they do say as you get older, and the eyes are not as good as what they used to be, that's for sure. And I don't know, just them little silly misses coming more. I think you see it with the snooker players, but I think you do start to see it with the Ephraim Razors, the Buster Martys, the Ralf Souquets, and probably not too far away myself, actually.
Well, we'll get to see you tomorrow in your eyes.
Better keep very quiet, really, until see what happens.
So he did have a nice roll there, as you can see. He's hooked Niels, so I mean, you expect Niels to hit this. He could even pot this.
I can't believe the way he played that, though, Cal.
Yeah, he played like a bit of a stun shot. Do you not just play that like natural?
Why don't you play that natural? Play it 2 rails and try and make it in this right-hand corner.
Oh, in hand.
I'm really surprised with that. Maybe he felt as if the angle wasn't there, but looked pretty good from our screen.
It's always a little bit frustrating that when your opponent hacks at a ball, misses it by a foot, goes around the table, leaves you hooked, and obviously you kick it, miss it, and then you get ball in hand, and the chances are you've lost your rack.
Yeah, Ralph got away with one there big time. And that's a look in the game where you make that bad mistake and you get away with it by just getting that little roll. But you need it to win tournaments, there's no doubt about it, and win matches, but it makes a big difference, especially in these race to 5s. We're looking at 3-1 there, and he's supposed to get punished, deserves to get punished, but this is the side of the game where you just got to hope it's your day.
Yeah, sometimes we see players, you know, all year round they have challenge matches where they play other pros, and now and again you do see them playing like this coal shot game. I don't know if that's going to be suited for TV or not, but we do see that.
Yeah, when you're watching at home and what have you, you do like to see the flukes. But when you're out there, you feel like picking the tail up at times when it's all going against you. But end of the day, you got to take the rough with the smooth, and sometimes they go for you, and sometimes they don't. It doesn't always even itself out. I know people say that, but I'm not a big believer in that. Maybe over the whole season it might do, but in a tournament or a match, and definitely doesn't, in my opinion. Obviously, we've seen so much pull, we sort of know that next tournament could be your turn, you know what I mean? Well, we know for sure that Ralph will be rolling this in. There'll be no English on the cue ball, won't be dragging the shots like Carl's been showing everyone on YouTube.
Well, he didn't roll it in, he forced it over, did Ralph?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he's the best player I've ever seen at playing the ball by just rolling the ball with follow, pocket speed. So he has total trust in what he's doing when he's playing those shots, because with me, when I'm playing them slow shots, you're really worried about, is it going to roll straight? You've got to have a bit more nerve to play them shots. But Ralph plays them shots really well. And even that shot there don't look much, but Ralph never plays them shots 2 rails. He always plays 1 rail, come down table. That was a big game there, 2-2.
Yeah, over on table 2, David Alcade leads Albin Ocean 1 rack to 0, and he's at the table with a not a bad opportunity, so we'll keep you posted. Albin started off strong yesterday on day 1. Seems to have lost the plot as the days have gone on. He needs to regroup and get his head back in gear, because he's got plenty more chances.
Yeah, I saw him on the way out after Niels, and he looked really down. Just give him a little tap on the shoulder, and there's a long way to go. So keep one match isn't going to ruin you. But you can see in his chair there, Carl. It's like so much not sitting well with him.
Well, I won't be tapping on his shoulder too many times, because you might be playing him tomorrow.
Yeah, we take it out on me again.
So it's 2-2 between the Terminator and the Kaiser here on table 1. Niels, both guys breaking very similar, right down the middle, trying to park the cue ball.
Wow.
Lovely break with power.
Deserves a shot.
And I think he's going to get one.
Deserves one. Yeah, you like these this layout every time. Like perfect break, but the cue ball does get kicked. Following through nicely with his cue as well. Holding his position. You like these layouts. So this rack is all about really for his level, probably the 5 to the 6. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. You see the difference in the demeanour. You look at Ralph in the chair, look like a king, and compared to Albin sat in his chair. So it's amazing how we see these body language demeanours, and we see all these guys week in, week out at all these tournaments, so we know them so well. We can tell what's going through their minds without them playing a shot. That's the psychology of the side of the game is a massive part of it as well. And I know Albin's having I'm not too sure what's going on there, but Ralph always stays the same no matter what.
Well, look at this for a shot.
Did he get a big bounce there?
I think he's still alright, but he didn't want to come this far over, did he?
Makes it a little trickier.
It's a little thin one with a bit of left spin, isn't it? No, he was fine. It wasn't as thin as it looked. Cue ball needs to slow down now. Maybe the table's starting to bounce a little bit firmer now. The cloth has worn in. Obviously, the table's getting a lot of play. Be interested to see how this table's playing at the end of the week.
Yeah, you think it's going to start getting tougher and tougher, won't you? It'll get tighter, that's for sure. And maybe the break might get a bit tougher also. Yeah, getting the speed control, playing the right patterns, and playing the right angles is going to be very important the deeper this tournament goes, I believe. I think you have to be very brave as well, take risks. I think the guys who are taking these little risks and being a bit more aggressive, it's really paying off for them. Sort of landed funny here. Not too sure which pocket he played for. Don't think he knew himself really, but is he going to take it into the top left? It makes it a bigger pocket. If you're feeling really confident, you just fire it into the top right. Oh, he's playing it into the top left, Kyle.
Yeah, I think the last 3 or 4 shots we've seen in Niels not quite been at his best, so that was a nice shot though.
Yeah, well controlled. On serve as well, so that was important. And the big rack, because Niels, it'd be nice if he wins this match for he'll be thinking 2 out of 2. Got off to a perfect start for the day. Guarantee his spot for tomorrow. And start thinking of the semis.
Yeah, and of course Ralf has not won a match yet today. This is his 2nd match. He lost his 1st match against Kelly Fisher.
Yeah, I should give a big shout out to our referees here. I mean, they're doing this all day, 12 hours days here. It's not easy being a referee.
What about the commentators?
And the commentators, but I'd rather be sat here than out there
No,
racking
I
the
mean,
balls up.
this is fine in here. We've got comfy chairs.
Yeah, got everything. Just waiting for some snacks.
So Albin's in a little battle on table 2.
Oh, this is a good shot though. That's the best shot I've seen him play today.
Yeah, good shot. He's trailing 2-0, and David's not won a match yet. He's played 2, lost 2. Albin's played 1, lost 1. So that's an interesting matchup over on table 2.
Yeah, Albin needs to really sort himself out and kick on and get that bit between his teeth. He can turn it around. He's a great player, so I won't worry about him too much.
6th rack. 52-year-old legend from Germany, Ralf Souquet, gets this rack underway. Still breaks with power.
Ooh. Put the wrong side of the cue ball though. But it's worked out well. It's not how he intended the cue ball to go. Watch this. Yeah, it's like put reverse on the cue ball, but it worked out good.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that pull kite. The amount of times we've all crunched the brake, parked the cue ball in the middle, no shot. Then you miss it, the break, and you have a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely miss it those, but they'll be happy with the result. Like you say, you got to take advantage of that when it does come your way. And it's a big rack as well. Yeah, you get to the hill first in these matches. You feel pretty confident. You just get that one chance. That's all you want. So yeah, just make sure just play a soft draw here, will Ralf. Just a little bit of right. Sorry, just draw it with just a touch of right. Don't try and get high on the four. That's it. Leave that angle to come naturally down for the 5. So he's going to draw this with quite a bit of left. The key is get the speed right. And try and leave an angle on for the 5. Don't get straight. Yeah, we're pretty happy with that. Still a little bit of work to do.
Yeah, what shot's he going to play from the 7 to the 8? Will he swing it around the table?
No, it's Ralf Souquet.
What, you
Oh
played.
my God. He's
As if-
fluked it. Wow.
Well, I mean, for the good of the game, I'm glad that ball didn't get him. I hate to see that. You know, he's completely hacked at that. And, you know, there's nothing worse. Luckily for Niels, it has stayed up. But do you know what I think it is with Ralf? He has a very long bridge from his hand to his cue ball. And he's a little bit older now. I think he needs to shorten his bridge hand a bit, get a bit closer to the cue ball, because he's decelerating a lot.
Yep. And especially on these really fine cloths now. But that's what he was playing. Ralf was going to play this shot, what Niels is going to play now. Like just leave it middle of the table, let's say. And just cut the 8-ball into this bottom right. But yeah, I totally agree that I think Ralf needs to make a few tweaks to his stroke, because this day and age the pockets are tighter than what, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, where they were playing on 4.5 inch, 5 inch pockets. So he was a master at cheating the pockets to gain the angles and all that stuff. So I think he does need to make a few little adjustments to stay competitive at the top level. Because you can't be really affording to miss the balls he's missed in this match. He's missed 2 pretty basic shots, and he missed a few yesterday as well. So it's not like just this one-off match. It's happened a few times already. We've seen it, and like you said, that long stroke, and it's a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, Niels has slightly overhit this. I mean, you still expect him to pot the 8, but he's going to be sending the cue ball around the table.
Yeah. And the reason why I did that is that he can let his stroke out. Where if you just try and spin that ball and then hold it for the 9-ball, it makes it more missable. Still would have liked a bit closer to the 9-ball, but when he knows it's a big shot here.
Yeah, let's see this pre-shot routine. There you see, behind the shot, steps into it.
Till side right. Plays with a bottom right. Never try and roll these balls in. This is a key with these shots. The reason why we play it that way is to avoid getting a skid, or in the UK we call it a kick. And that was a big rack indeed.
Yeah, the Terminator takes a 4-2 lead in this match, and we will be right back after this short little break.
This championship is being played with the new Aramith tournament set. Featuring a unique molecular structure, it guarantees razor-sharp precision and unsurpassed longevity. Unquestionably the best pool balls in the world, this set is available in a TV and a value pack version, as well as in the new My Aramith Ranger of Ball and cue cases. Now you can bring and play with the best ball set everywhere you go. My Aramith, bringing new dimensions to your billiards experience.
Albin, look.
Niels Feijen is leading the legend Ralf Souquet in this match. Ralf seems to be the story of his tournament so far. Cued across a 6 ball, missed it by a lot. Niels wins the rack, he's breaking on the hill. Watch the power he gets through this break, straight down the middle.
Ooh. Put a bit extra into that one. Oh, it worked out pretty good. Didn't control the cue ball the way I would have liked, but he did hit him very hard. Rather than usual.
Yeah, and this is all you can ask for when you're on the hill. An opportunity to win the match, and this is an opportunity. Key shot coming up, and it does. He just needs to find a gap, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's quite a big gap as well, so I think the 3 to the 4 is the only real little thing I see, really. Because them side pockets, they're tight in that side pocket from that angle. But if he gets right behind it, he should be able to roll that in the side pocket. Or he might play for the corner, depending what angle he leaves on the 3. He'll want to play the 4 in the corner, that's for sure. So he's thinking 3 shots in front now. And that's a key. I always plan good 2 or 3 shots in front. And you see, he's all thinking about the 4 ball now. He knows the 4 ball's a key shot. 3 to the 4.
Over on table 2, Albin Ocean, the nightmare continues. He's just missed a 6 ball. He trails David Alcade 2-1 in that match. Big match over on table 2.
Ooh. Yeah, would have liked that come across just a little bit more. So he might look at taking it in the side here.
Can he reach it? I mean, he's a good 6 foot, is Niels, so... I mean, I don't fancy your chances of reaching this, Daz, but Niels might be alright.
Yeah, I need that 8-inch extension here. He might be able to force follow this, Carl, and come up that way. No, is he drawing?
Yeah, I like this, off 2-3 rails.
Ooh.
Oh, he was straight. What's happened here then?
A little bit surprised with that.
I thought he was going to put a big stroke on that ball.
But he is shooting good. He's making the balls, more or less made every ball he's gone for today. He has made a couple of these type of shots, so a little bit more pressure on this one because it's for the match.
I don't fancy him for it. I've just got a feeling.
No, I think he's planted himself nicely. I think he's going to make this. Bit of inside English. Ooh, maybe you're right. Little bit of doubt.
Yeah, Neil steps back up the shot. That's never a good sign, but he just composed himself, stepping back into the shot.
Well, it's a good sign if you're not comfortable. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Sometimes you worry a little bit. Yeah, there you go. You've called it. I owe you a drink.
Now he's had second best prize. However, Ralph's back at the table. That's the main thing. Niels overcuts that ball.
Yeah. Does he have to jump over both balls here? He'll definitely not be kicking at this. Because the 7's taking the natural path away and coming off the side rail and drawing it that way makes it a bit tougher. The jump shot's pretty routine, I'd say, for someone like Ralf. He's probably played this shot thousands of times. But you've got to make sure you keep the cue ball on the table. And that would be my main worry here, Carl. Keeping the cue ball on the table.
Yeah, is he high enough on the cue ball?
Yeah, sometimes the adrenaline gets you.
Lovely shots from the Kaiser.
Yeah, it's easy to get the adrenaline take over and you just slightly hit it too hard and you make the ball and the cue ball flies off the table. I've seen it so many times. But he trusted it there and he played it beautiful.
That's why for me we need to be playing on, you know, this tighter equipment, because Niels didn't quite get right on the pink 4 and he made it missable, and missed it he did.
Yeah, on a bigger pocket table he would never overcut that ball.
Yeah, and the match would be over and we'd have no drama. Now we've got a bit of drama. Cue ball needs to slow down though for Ralf.
This is his bread and butter shot. He's so good at these type of shots. He's sort of got a free chance here. I don't think there's as much pressure on Ralf as was on the previous shot he missed in the previous rack, I believe. So he's thinking, right, let's get one back here against the head. Kept himself in the match, and then he'll be breaking.
So this match so far has had it all. There's been mistakes from both players. There's been some good pulls.
I wonder how many times these two have played each other. I would imagine European-wise, they've probably played each other the most out of all the top players. Probably looking at two of the greats from Europe. They must have played at least, what, 70, 80 times, you would think. I wonder what the head-to-head record is.
Yeah, I mean, there could be a case for even more. It's a good question, actually.
I wonder if the captain's watching. He might know. Mr. Laley? Yeah, I bet. Yeah, like you say, I won't be surprised if we've played each other 100 times. I wonder how many finals they've played against each other.
There he is, the Terminator, 44 years of age, still looks 21.
44, that's incredible. Yeah, what imagine he'd be next year or two. He be surprised if he doesn't get inducted to the Hall of Fame. Well, it's 40 years and older. Well, it is a tough category what's coming up now, to be fair. I know Kelly got inducted last year, didn't she? Kelly Fisher. And I know that Dennis Orcolow's in the mix, and Torsten Ullman.
Well, that's a
Niels
good
Feijen.
question. Why isn't he in the Hall of Fame, actually? 44?
Well, the last two was Alex Pagulayan. He's been on the roster, but Alex Pagulayan was 2018, and last year was supposed to be Kelly, but obviously got cancelled. So I'm not too sure whether there'll be a separate one for this year, because they didn't have the banquet last year.
How come you're not wearing your ring, Hall of Fame ring?
Don't fit.
Have you sold it? Or? It's in the pawn shop.
It is actually a nice ring.
Is it a pool table on the ring? No?
Yeah, it's like a pool player, like a golf logo, but with a pool
Okay.
player. Well, it is nice actually.
Is it real gold?
Doubt it.
9 carat?
A pool player, not a golfer. It is nice. I don't know. It could be. Nice break there from Ralf, but tricky. Very tricky. Can he cut it in? Can he cut it in though? Can he cut it in the middle, or is he straight in?
Yeah, that's going to be the problem, isn't it? If you can cut it and create an angle, then...
Oh, I think he can cut it and get the cue ball obviously coming this way, and then can he avoid the 9 and the 3? That's the question. Ooh. Yeah, it does look a bit dodgy there, doesn't it? Pretty happy with it. Maybe he can play this like a little punchy shot with a touch of right, so it squares back up. Or can he? Yeah. Ooh, not bad. Where's the cue ball? You've got to say he's a little bit lucky and unlucky.
Yeah, it's never easy when the cue ball is so close to the object ball to judge, and if he just misses that point on the middle pocket, he would have had a shot.
But he's at the table, that's the key. And he's got a good safety here. A few options actually. He's looking at kicking it. That can't be right.
Yeah, I mean, where's he kicked there?
He might go for the bank.
Yeah, we're just looking at that. Is the value in the bank shot, bottom left?
Ooh, maybe looking at it. Or do you spin it, get the 2 ball to the left hand side where the 8 ball is, and the cue ball behind the 6, let's say. But it's tricky to judge the speed, I'm not too sure. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for the bank shot.
No, he's played the original
like
shot.
this at all.
He's under it, this.
No, you've got to hit that cat. You've got to get the cue ball on the bottom rail no matter what. So obviously that shot wasn't easy at all, but for me you have to make sure you get the cue ball on this frozen to this bottom rail. I did it, he wanted it coming behind the 9.
Yeah, do you think he's not played that and he's tried to get both balls on the side rail, or do you just think he's under it by 4 feet?
Maybe you're right, yeah, I mean very hard to judge in it to get both, to get the cue ball just behind the 6, for example. And when you're not 100% sure about the table as well, you're sort of not a bit unsure. I mean, on your own table at home, you know exactly what you can play, speed-wise. So that's why I thought he might have gone for that bank shot, but this is not easy. The 3 to the 6 is going to be the big shot here. There's a possibility of leaving the bank on the 6 ball. Probably an easier shot, really, but people are thinking, oh, because I can get on the 6, I'm supposed to try and get on it.
Yeah, I kind of like what you said with Ralph's shot. Not that I'm one to question the legend, Ralf Souquet, but he could have got that cue ball on the bottom rail and he had 2 blockers, didn't he? So it was a mistake.
Yeah, there was even a case for leaving the 2 ball come off the side rail and bump it out a good 3 or 4 feet. Leave it in sort of where the brown spot is if you were playing snooker, and get the cue ball behind the 7 and 9. Because then you don't have to worry about all that. Because then he leaves a very tough shot anyway if he lets him see the 2 ball. Well, I think Niels just supposed to go for the bank shot here, on the 6. Because this can definitely go wrong, this.
Yeah, just where his cue is. The problem with this shot is if he can easily overhit this and the cue ball can get lost over that top left side of the table and you're behind the 8, or like what Dazzy's saying, do you just try and play for an easy bank on the 6?
Yeah, especially after missing that cut down that same rail the last rack. This is like a real feel shot. This is. He's got to really hit this perfect to get good shape on the 6.
And he is undecided. He's back up off the shot again.
Yeah, and he's a pretty good banker of the ball, and it looks like pretty easy to get good on the 6 to play it as a bank shot, which would be easy to get shape on the 7 ball also. Wow, look at this. You tried to bump the 8 ball there, Carl. A bit unlucky, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, look where the cue ball is here. You could play that 1,000 times. You would think you're going to hit the 8 at least.
That's unbelievable. But he does have a shot. Will he play for the 7-9 combination, or will he come back across for the 7? I think you play for the combination, just because of where the 8 ball is.
Yeah, I agree. I think the combo looks set. Now, let's not forget he's already missed 1 ball in this pocket, albeit this is a little bit easier.
Ooh, missed it the wrong way this time, the fat way. Missed it thick that time.
Wow, we have drama between the 2 legends as he left Ralf Souquet a shot on this 6 ball. I think he can see an edge.
And if you just saw there, just lifted his head up just a fraction before he hit the cue ball there. So, pressure.
Ralph's having a look. He's not certain if he can see the edge. So, big moments. David Alcade leads Alvin Ocean 3-2 over on table number 2.
Yeah, and anybody what missed it yesterday, Magic Man got through first group. We've re-nicknamed him the Magic Man, Chris Mellin.
Yeah, Chris the Magic Man Mellin played solid all day, and he rose up to the challenge when it mattered in the semis and the final. He will be back on finals day. So Ralph thinks he can see the edge, the potting angle. Needs this cue ball to either bounce harder or stop, and of course it doesn't. It lands on the 50-yard line. Can he still play the combo?
Yeah, definitely. Because the cue ball goes up table, the 7 ball should land on this bottom rail after hitting the 9. So he definitely has to go for this. Because there's a bit of two-way in it also, but he won't be thinking that. When you're playing these type of shots, you just got to commit 100%. This is one chance in it to get on the hill.
Yeah, and just the way the match has gone, I think it would be a fitting end to see Hill drama.
Well, Niels will be sick if he loses this match. Total control of the match, really, and he's just he's let Ralph in big time. Well, Ralph's the ultimate punisher. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Lovely shot from the Kaiser. He ties this match up 4-4. We are going to see a decider on table 1.
I love a decider. Yeah, but you got one guy, Ralf, will be feeling great going into this hill rack, and Niels, he's got all the pressure on him now because he's had the chance to win, and it's amazing how that psychology works. But the good news for Niels is that it is his break, which is a massive advantage, as long as nothing crazy happens. So Niels is still favourite here, Carl.
Yeah, I'm praying for full-on drama. All the balls go messy. Everyone has about 50 shots each. There's misses, there's miscues, jump shots, the lot.
There's an iron ball count on the break.
It does count on the break.
I hope it goes in off the break.
Final
It gets
lap.
kicked in.
And we haven't seen
Break.
one yet.
Four laps all.
I thought we had one yesterday.
Oh, I must have missed
I
it.
think we've had one. Who was it? Maybe Albin. He's been known to make a few nines on the break.
4-4, Niels Feijen to break in this decider.
Ooh, lost the cue ball this time. That was a bad break for him. But it's come out absolutely perfect. That's the worst break is it in this match regards cue ball control. That could have easily gone into the top left-hand pocket there.
Cue ball just gets cannoned right at the last minute, where if it didn't, it would have been absolutely plumb. I mean, I'm not saying it's not plumb, but it's probably thinner than the TV angle makes it look, but
Yeah, but
he's
when
still
he
fine.
when he hit that break, his heart would have been in his mouth. That's for sure.
Now, could he end up over-hitting this ball and land near the bottom rail?
I think he's looking to play the 2 in the corner, where the 5 is.
Yeah, I think that's thinner than,
Yeah.
you know, it's showing us, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
he could lose this cue ball. This could bounce off and end up near the bottom rail. Or am I just praying for drama? I'm just praying for drama. Well, it's turned out to be a phenomenal opportunity for Niels Feijen now. He just needs to hold himself together and make sure you don't do anything silly.
Well, the only thing that can go wrong is the 7 ball. He's sort of guaranteed to make the 2 and the 4 and the 5, you would think.
Well, that's not his best shot, you know. I'm not saying it's difficult, but you'd have liked to a bit of a...
Well, he's definitely under pressure here after what he's missed the previous 2 racks to win the match. He's definitely, but you couldn't have really asked for a much better layout after the break at any stage of a match, never mind hill. It's not like, these aren't really any pots what you're supposed to miss, you know what I mean? It's all about cue ball here. And like I said, the 6 to the 7 is going to be the key shot. The 7 ball is the only thing I can see going wrong here. And we've seen it though, stranger things have happened. It's amazing what you see on a pool table sometimes, so you never count your chickens.
Yeah, as long as he gets the cue ball on the right side of the table on the rail, he's going to have a nice angle.
Yep.
If it bounces off though
Yes.
and goes straightish,
Tell
it
you
could...
what.
Yeah, you never know now, do you? Because he's got to like play a bit of a punch shot now. I mean, he still should be alright, but
Yeah.
if that's on the rail...
It's not where he wants to be, let's put it that way. But he's still a huge favourite, but he just asks another question. He has to do a little bit more with a cue ball than what he should have been. You just never know, do you? And then when you've had them chances as well, your arm starts getting a bit tight, a bit heavy. The old right leg starts shaking a little bit. You think, what's going on there?
Key shot coming up. It's all about this shot.
Yeah, just had to put extra spin on the cue ball. Played it beautifully, really. And now it's very hard to see anything going wrong. So, that cue ball speed here. Do you play 1 rail or 2 rail here, partner?
2 rails.
And one thing's for sure, Ralf will be playing 1 rail.
Just a little bit of left spin. Use your second rail. Come into the line of the 9. Check your man's hand. 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah, it's amazing how people play that shot different. There's a lot of players play 1 rail, but a lot of players play 2, and Niels is definitely one of those guys what play 2.
You're a 2 railer, right?
Depends really. I don't like using 2 rails.
This simple 9 for Niels Feijen.
Hold
This
on.
match had everything, but he takes the
see?
win. 5-4.
You get the big one there, and you can see the pressure he put himself under and the relief